One piece of advice is what allowed me to go 2,000 plus days of sexual purity. So stay tuned by the end of the video so you know what these things are. Fellas, if you guys don't know who I am, my name is Elijah Madden, and I pretty much teach you how to achieve sexual purity, overcome sexual sin, and actually be able to lead your marriage. Okay, so if this is you, definitely go down below, book a call, and see if you're a good fit for our training program. But until let's hop into the video. So guys, when it comes down to achieving sexual purity, people say, yeah, man, you have the right grit for it, you have to have the right mindset for it. But the truth is that we live in a new generation, right? Back then you had to do, before cars came, they had to walk, right? Before airplanes came, they had to travel in a certain way. But now we live in a new generation. So guess what? Work smarter and not harder. That's one of the biggest advices I would give you. A lot of people in this world, what I've noticed is that they may try and, do certain things like, run a mile, and they're still stuck on day 10. They may want to do 100 push-ups, but they're still stuck on day 5. But how come those people they don't look really athletic? They may have a slim build, but they're not the biggest person in the gym who's over 4 years of sexual purity. Okay, they're the ones who are working smarter, not harder. So what I want you to do is really think about and analyze your work ethic, because the truth is, one of my mentors told me this, is that random actions is going to lead to random results. What you do behind closed doors is going to become you out there in the world. So that means if you keep, putting in the work, right? You keep putting in hard work, that's only going to get you so far. But if you work smarter, guys, your life is going to change drastically. What I want you to do is really picture your life in a certain aspect. Your life is built upon, having a certain foundation, right? So without a foundation, without something that you're standing for, it's hard for you to build that rock. It's hard for you to build that foundation and climb that mountain up to the top, right? So the first things first, build that foundation. That is working smarter and harder. You cannot do this without God. God is going to get you to the next level, but you have to submit to Him and surrender to Him, right? That's the biggest advice I would tell you. Without Him, none of this stuff is possible, okay? Because it's through Christ Jesus, His strength, that will give you that restoration and Him overcoming that sin, because He paid off all the sin. So without Him shedding His blood on the cross, it's hard for you to go that next level, and you're going to try your best to outbeat sin by yourself. And that's the reason why people go maybe 50 days and go backwards, but they're never able to cross that yearly mark, 4-year mark, 6-year mark, 8-year mark, 20-year mark, right? So you want to go a lifetime, it's through Him that you're going to get that foundation. So I would recommend have that foundation through Him and watch how your life's going to change drastically, okay? The next thing is, when it comes to working smarter, not harder, is copy and paste. We live in a completely different society where you can now look at other people, right? And if they are where you want to be at, copy and paste what they did. So a lot of people in this world who are successful, they've read a lot of books, right? You would think the person who's already successful and at the top, that they don't really have that many books. Well, the truth is they have a lot of books inside their home, right? They're consistently learning, consistently building. So what I recommend is build yourself from another person's mistake, okay, and learn from what they've done, right? So you may, when we think about other people in the world, let's say back in the 20th century, right? A lot of them who became successful, it did take them quite a long bit of time, because they had to keep learning, and they didn't have anybody else to really learn from, right? But now we live in a world today where, guess what? A person may have made a lot of mistakes and he may have been successful, and now he can write a book saying, hey, I've actually avoided this step, and this is what's got me to the next level. So yes, I would recommend learning from somebody else. Copy and paste from somebody who's already been there and done that. Watch your life's going to change, guys. I'm telling you this straight up. Don't be a fool and not consistently learn. So always learn, always build yourself from another person who's already been there and done that, right? And so that's what I'd highly recommend, especially for sexual purity, right? Learn from somebody who's already been there and done that, right? So that's the biggest advice I would say is this: work smarter and not harder. Your life is going to change drastically, and I promise you, you're going to save up yourself so much time. And the last thing I'll say is this, is that I remember back in the day, my mentor told me to do this one thing. He told me to do this certain thing for a certain thing in my life. So, and guess what happened, right? So I would ignore what he said for about 12 months, and I still wouldn't get the result I wanted. The second I started to apply what he told me to, and this is the guy where I wanted to be at the time, right? I applied what he said. I got more results in that in 30 minutes than I've gotten in a whole year, right? That is the biggest advice I would tell you, is learn from somebody who's already been there and done that, and watch your life's gonna change drastically, okay? Guys, I hope this video helped. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And also, guys, if you guys are struggling with sexual purity, definitely go down below. Again, we have 5 more spots open for enrollment in the month of September. So we're looking for sharp men who are ready to crush it and, you know, learn, right? Consistently learn and work smarter, not harder, okay? But until then, I catch you guys in the next video. Peace out.